Yeah, it's a little rainy, man. I'm going. Actually, I'm on my way to another speaking engagement. After I get done with you guys, I'll begin on that one.
I know the feeling. I know the
Mm.
feeling. But all right, all right. Well, definitely a blessing meeting you, man. I'm not sure. Have you met Brian before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, Brian
My mute.
Britt. Oh, go ahead. My bad. Yeah.
Brian Britt, owner of Inspired Barber College and Inspired Barber and Beauty Salon that's in the mall. Nice to meet you, brother.
Okay, nice to meet you as well, man.
So, you in Madison?
No, I'm in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Okay. Oh, cool. So we're just now going live here.
How long do you guys usually be on?
For about an hour, typically. Yeah. Sometimes we set some longer than an hour, but for this one, it's only an hour. It seems as though people are being put. Yeah. So all right, I'll go ahead and get things going. So we're live now. So just wanted to go ahead and get things started right now and kind of go from there. First, just want to say thank you, brothers, for joining us today. For Nehemiah's barriers to financial and stable business opportunities, and being able to, as we're not only we do our lunch and learns at least twice a month. But I think one of the things is just to be able to talk about, because many brothers that, whether if you've been incarcerated or just trying to figure out how to start a business and things of that nature, there's so much more to us than just our incarceration. There's so much more to us than just the work that what we're doing. So I appreciate both you brothers for being here today. So want to go ahead and get things started. And thank you everyone for joining us today as well. Looking forward to you guys' questions, and if there's anything that you all have, definitely put it in the chat. And then we can go ahead and go from there. Hold on just 1 second here. So one of these things, I guess, just to kind of really just make it simple, I'll kind of just piggyback off of both of you guys. So I'll ask Brian first, and Ed, if you don't mind, you can. And I want this to be a conversation. This isn't anything where it's like, hey, we're trying to make it structured in a way, because again, we're also a part of the community. We want to be able to have a community conversation, so people can truly understand what we're doing here, and then also what you guys are doing in your perspectives as well. So Brian, if you don't mind, if you can kind of tell us about your business, and then if you want to talk about some of your story, please go ahead and chime in with that as well.
No problem, no problem. Hello, everyone. My name is Brian Britt. I am the owner of Inspired Barber and Beauty Salon in the mall. I'm also the owner of Inspired Barber College, that's also located in East Town Mall, that's geared toward at-risk youth and disadvantaged men and women that's coming out of incarceration or who don't have the abilities to get financial aid. And that's what my college step in at. But that's what we do. We teach men and women and youth the art and science of barbering, right along with the skills of mentoring and life skills as far as money management and going off opening their own salons, as well as when they come in an apprenticeship with me at the college. It's also an education opportunity and opportunity um, to make funds. Pretty much, it's a job and school at the same time, so that anyone that comes, they're able to also make money to feed their households. And it's one of those things where when I was incarcerated and was released, I wasn't able to get financial aid or anything along those lines. So therefore, that's kind of how I developed the college around that, because I don't accept financial aid. We just do everything through grants and different funding programs around Madison. And that was a big struggle for me, because I knew I was cutting hair from the age of 6th grade and up. And then after being incarcerated and coming out and knowing that I was stagnated on continuing my trade or my skill because of financial aid reasons. I wound up getting into an apprenticeship program and working and paying everything out of my own pocket. And that's kind of where I'm at with everything now. So what I do my best is not to let anyone that comes into my program pay out of their own pocket unless we really have to, or if we struggling for funds. So, but
Awesome.
just being incarcerated was one of those things that kind of, it hindered little things, but it didn't stop anything.
That's right.
So
that's right. Thank you.
just went forward to building the businesses.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So Ed, if you don't mind, also just kind of introducing yourself and what you're doing in the community with your own business and such.
Hey, how you doing? Pleasure. I'm on the Zoom call. Okay. Give me a hot second.
No problem. We do understand as far as being an entrepreneur, we are all running and gunning in different areas and trying to make things happen at one time. That comes with being just an entrepreneur in general. So, but go ahead, Ed.
Yes. My name is Ed Hennings. I am a serial entrepreneur. Had a barbershop for a number of years myself. Hired a lot of guys coming out of penitentiary who I went through the cosmetology program with while I was in. And that parlayed into a trucking business, which nowadays I run 5, 6, 7 days a week. I try to hire as many guys that I know that's coming home to get in the trucks and make an honest living, man. That's what I do, man. I try to motivate, inspire them outside of the trucks, but also give them a financial base by giving them a job by working on the truck. And hopefully one day, guys take the knowledge that they learn while they're on the truck and repeat the same stuff that I'm able to do with the trucking business themselves. So that's always the object, is to hire somebody, but also give them the knowledge so they can one day own their own trucking company as well. And that's what I do, man. I'm just like my man. I took barber and cosmetology while I was in prison. I just tried to take that and run with it, man. Try to inspire guys that was there to go home and don't come back. So that's really just who Ed Hennings is try to, make everybody the best version of themselves while doing the same thing for myself.
Awesome. So one of the things I asked you, Ed, as far as if you can talk a little bit more, what were some of the obstacles when you came home? As far as not only being a barber, but then also even starting your trucking business.
The obstacles are gonna always be there. We made our bed, we gotta lay in it, you got the F on your report card. So it's a lot of contracts in trucking that I bid for and I try to get that I can't get because of the felony on my record. Yeah. But once again, I kind of prepared myself for that while I was in. I didn't expect to get the same opportunities that I would have had I not been in prison. So what I did was just train my mind to be prepared for some no's. Be ready. Be ready for those no's. You're going to get probably 3 no's to everybody's 1 no. So you just prepare yourself for that. It's nothing that's going to stop you. It's some obstacles, but yeah, be prepared for some no's. Be prepared to get turned down a little bit more than the next man because of the situation that we're in. So don't trick yourself or be delusional as if you're going to walk in that same line all the time. Sometimes you're going to get turned away, and you just have to be mentally prepared. So that's what I did for myself.
Awesome. Appreciate that. And I know Frog. Well, we can call each other. I said Frog, but Brian, as many people know you in Madison, call you Frog. As a brother is, and also my barber as well. So I just want to make sure. I think also the same question goes to you, and I know you kind of tapped into it a little bit as far as some of the obstacles, for other people, and what were some of the obstacles for yourself. But I think, is it possible to, probably just elaborate a little bit more as far as, saying exactly what it is, so then we can so hopefully what other people can have a different understanding of what the obstacles may have looked like for you before you got to the point that where you are now by being a teacher and also a barber as well.
Okay. Well, kind of going along with what Ed said, getting all the doors slammed in my face, being a felon and coming into places, looking to open up a barbershop, just trying to start off. It even was a hassle just getting in somewhere to kind of find a space where I was able to cut. Besides, I started just driving around cutting hair, because that was the first struggle with getting out, trying to get a car first, what I mean? Mm-hmm. and then I got to riding around just trying to cut hair on the side until I was able to find a place where I was able to set up and cut with other gentlemen that kind of went through the same struggle as I did. that was previously incarcerated and that was looking to give me a chance when I got home. Other than that, when it came to opening up my starting my first shop, I had all those same no's. I think it was more, man, I was getting no's back to back when it came to, and I'm sure you remember times that when they said they didn't want, it was kind of one of those things where they didn't want the smell of perm in their establishments, or they were sending all these weird kind of racist things, shit.
Right. Seems like it is.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
So it was one of those things where I just kept pushing. You know what I mean? It's like everywhere I just kept Craigslist and I just kept pushing. I just kept looking for spaces, even though I was getting those. I was determined. I was damn determined because I got 7 kids. I got three grown daughters that was on their way to college, and then my younger boys that was coming. So I had to bust my ass to make sure I showed up for my kids. So no didn't stop me.
Blessings. So yeah, and I guess and Ed, you kind of jumped into it a little bit as far as like I think for other brothers and sisters that are coming home, like what's some of the advice that you would give them? Because we all understand the principle, right? We all have been incarcerated. We're like, all right, look, when I get home, I got to change things and also not stop and kind of stay on the same path, right? But then the other flip side of it is like, all right, what's that thing that you feel like everyone needs to know how I continue to keep going forward? And if that's a nugget that you can give someone else, and that's a question for both of y'all. So I don't know if you want to jump in Ed first or.
Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, really for me and what I see with a lot of things is it transcends so many different things in our lives, and that's simple. When you're coming out of there, keep it simple. Don't be all over the place trying to do this. Catch up with the fellas. See what's happening on this end with the family. All of that stuff. One key thing for me that helped me was that I went to work and came home. And I took it real slow as far as rekindling all these connections that we dream about, getting with the old guys, doing all of these things. I spent a lot of time just going to work, coming home, and peeping things out as I went. And that allowed me to transition a lot better than the people that I seen that got out, went over to this guy's house, went over to that person's house, got up with this, got up with that. That complicates things. And it's like that in business, and it's like that in life. Simple. Keep it simple. The KISS method, they call it in business. Keep it simple. That applies to your life. When everything's get out of control for me in life, I trim the fat and get to the meat, and I take care of the important things. The rest of that stuff, I let it go.
Brian, did you want anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I'm totally in agreement with what Ed said. And there's one thing, and while we're incarcerated, we get this thing where we be like, okay, I should have did it, I should have did that. And we set this program up in our mind, like, okay, when I get out, this is what I'm gonna do. I say, stick to the program. You know what I mean? And coming out of there, because within us saying that, it helps changes our mindset, the way we think, the way we want to do things. So I say, stick to the program first and foremost. And like Ed said, man, look, humble yourself, because you're gonna have to sit down, you're gonna have to discipline yourself, and trust me, you've been disciplined sitting in there long enough. So, and then one of the things one of the things we said, and it was one of the cliches, one of the slogans I heard while I was incarcerated, it was what was it? What you put in is what you get out. So if you get out and don't put nothing into it, then you ain't gonna get nothing out of it. You know what I mean? If you put the BS that you used to do back into it, then that's what's gonna grow from it. But if you put your positiveness, you put the strong mindset and your program and what your to-do list was when you said what you was gonna get out, then you're gonna reap the benefits of that.
Yeah. No, that you just actually reminded me of something. I don't know you know this. So Ed, so I ended up going through the boot camp. I got home early by going through boot camp. And it was something that's really simple, something that you just reminded me of, or both of y'all did, when you talk about no change equals no change, right? And then you know what I mean? So you know what you did to get there. Yeah, you want to change some things to make sure it's more than just keeping a job. It's more than just, you know what I mean? There's other things that you have to change. And it's not like we don't know what those things are, but when we change that, there's a lot of success that comes up out of that as well. So another question I just wanted to make sure I threw out there as far as, so is there anything you would do differently if if you were to start your business all over again? And that's a question for either one of y'all could take it.
Yeah, I've learned that really being in the room, really a lot of stuff I learned through trial and error. I just, it's go time. Name of my go time truck. I'm always go, go, go. As you see, I pulled in going, but I would have put myself in a room with a lot more people that's smarter than me. A lot more people that know more than I do. I always want to be the dumbest person in the room, but it took me some years to learn that concept. So now I'm at these conferences. I'm in places where 99% of the people in that building, I'm gonna be able to learn something from if it's nothing just standing there and observing how they move while they're in the room. So I try to stay away from rooms where I'm the guy that got all the brains and all the brawn. No, I'm trying to go into the room where I'm sponging up all the game.
How about you, Brian?
I wouldn't change a whole lot because those no's and those disappointments is kind of what made me the resilient man that I am today. But what I would do, and it's crazy because the word of God says, study to show thyself approved. I would learn as much as I can, coinciding with what Ed said. Like, I probably would utilize YouTube a lot more. I would have tutorialed everything that I needed to know as far as when it came to business with taxes and everything, websites, everything, as far as even Microsoft Word, everything, you know what I mean? So, but that would probably be my biggest, what I would do. But like I said, those no's and those turns, those letdowns, and those moments, but all learning experiences and all experience that drove me to even go harder.
So something, and this is so Ed and Brian definitely knows this about me. So my uncle, he would send me like business books and things of that nature, how to prepare a business and so on and so forth. So but something that because a lot of men and women who are incarcerated, I feel like, are not necessarily prepared, even though that's a part of their business plan, but once they are released from prison. So how do y'all feel, I guess the best way of really asking that is, it like, how do you feel, what do you think the criminal justice system could have done to prepare you more for your business? Or because I'm pretty sure, both of you probably did your exit plans and things of that nature. And, if you did get an opportunity to be able to share, what you plan on doing once you are released, do you think Department of Corrections could have done anything to be able to support or being able to help you get to that next step?
Yes. My motto is reentry starts the moment you get the handcuffs on.
Yes, sir.
No matter how much time you're sentenced, reentry starts immediately. You can't wait till 3 months. You can't wait till the last year, the last 2 years. It starts from the moment you get in the building. You got to start working towards that vision that you see for yourself. Start building on that. It seems like, I can't do nothing till I get out. That's the wrong mindset. Got to have the mindset that every little piece of the puzzle that I could put together while I'm here, I'm going to acquire. I'm going to accumulate all the knowledge. And number one thing, when you get out of there, you got to grind. So you can't get out. You can't get on the grind unhealthy. You can't be sick, grinding. All of this goal with what you're trying to accomplish. You got to get yourself in shape mentally and physically. You got to get on this grind when you get out here. And if you're not healthy, you can't do it. So that's another aspect you got to think of. All of these are components to your success. So you got to start from day one. And I've seen so many people wait so long, and then they're trying to rush and put the pieces together when they had the time all along to put it together doing it.
I totally agree with that 100%. Actually, one of the things I say, if any place that where I go and speak in to talk about reentry, how reentry, it starts day one from incarceration. Reentry doesn't just affect the person who is incarcerated, it affects everyone who's connected to them as well. So how do you start blending in all those different pieces? Because there's some support that has to happen as well. So Brian, same question for you, brother.
Oh, and you also said how could the system have helped? That was one of
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
but
So
how could Department of Corrections have helped you along the way of being able to, 'cause you already had the mindset of, hey, look, I want to start a business when I come home. I want to be a, barber and so on and so forth, and this is the vision. So how do you think they could have helped?
they first got to get rid of all them old books in the library. You know what I mean? And and gear us toward more successful books that we'll be able to read instead of the criminal books like Donald Goines and all the other, you know what I mean, all the other books that does our mental health no justice. You know what I mean? So I think that's the part of setting us up for failure that we was running into because we were still you know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about.
Somewhere I see you right.
So therefore, I think now it's much better. It's much better because now they got tablets. So I think, and one of the main things is the groups that they need to have more towards the cognitive thinking or more mental health, because a lot of us as Black men and coming out of incarceration as men, period, we have that there's a mental health from past trauma that we have been through that still sits on our brain when we get up out of there. So that's why we're so adamant and so angry at times when things don't go or so quick to give up when things don't go our way or whatever the situation may be. So I think those things need to be put in place, especially if you got tablets. Then add that mental health part to it. Add more stuff that we can download and get things geared towards business to make us learn business. Man, let us find things that tells us about what an LLC is and what an EIN number is. You know what I mean? And those things. So we can hit the road running when we get out. Or where can we go for that? Where can we go?
Yeah, I got a couple questions in the chat. One is from Gwen. Gwen asks, Brian, are there any licenses issues with different convictions that you're aware of?
They changed it. It was at first because on the application to get your regular barber license, they ask you about your history. They don't do that as much. They don't do it. It's no longer on. They got it on the application, but it's no longer on the application to where it hinders you for getting your license.
Awesome. Yeah, because how long have you been licensed?
Let me see. So about 20 plus now.
Yeah.
About 20 plus. Yeah, I've been. So yeah, it was. But first, it was real big when getting your manager's license, but they took the manager's license away. So but I still went on to get my manager's license, my instructor's license. So it should none will hinder you except you right now.
Yeah, awesome. And Ed, there's a question for you as well. Actually, I have two questions, but the first question I'm going to ask you is, do you help employees get their CDL license? Do you work with any training programs for CDLs?
Yes, I don't, particularly with my company, I have non-CDL box trucks. So it's our easiest way of getting into logistics with a driver's license. So it makes it kind of easier for people to get involved. But I am connected with a lot of other truckers over the country and a lot of trucking schools. So if you're looking for CDLs and you come to me, I can always, connect you with the people that you need to be connected with to get here.
Awesome. And there's another question in there.
And also let them know that coming through Inspire, you will receive your barber license. So right now we'll also be licensed for we already licensed for barbering. We'll also be licensed for aesthetics and nails coming up with the next month.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, awesome. That's good, because I know a lot of people are doing it on the side, but also don't, if they don't have that license, they can't really legitimize it the way how they would like to, and especially not knowing that that's a resource in the community.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Were you about to say something, Brian?
Oh no, I was saying we giving full barber's license, so you get your hours in, it gets sent to the state. So also we're one of the states that got the most hours. So what I like about it is most students can take their license with them if they move out of state. They just gotta go check in with that other state to have it switched over to Chicago, because most of those schools that's around the state they got less hours than what Wisconsin allow us to have.
Okay. And then Ed, there was a question for you as far as what is the significance of the key on your necklace? I mean, go ahead and ask it just in case that was a part of your story. So I just go ahead and ask it. Yeah, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
besides the obvious, man, just really all things freedom, man. All things freeing your mind, freeing yourself physically, freeing yourself in every way possible. Open up the door of opportunities, knowing that they're endless. So this key symbolizes, man, they got the lock to every door, as far as the locks on your mind, the locks on opportunity, the locks on life. I unlock them all, man, and that's what it symbolizes.
That's what's
yeah,
up.
that's a blessing. Yeah, yeah. That's a
I don't know, man. I'm feeling some
blessing.
type of way because I ain't got no beard.
Hey,
nice beard game going on. I'm looking over this neck, almost half naked face.
Oh man, I don't even know how to say. I don't even know what to say to that right now.
Right.
But hey, maybe next year.
Right.
Maybe next year.
Right.
With some of the brothers, they put the binging, or they got it nowadays where you can go ahead and put a little wrap on your face nowadays. So
beard glue
man.
in.
Right, exactly.
A lace beard.
So what, and this is the question I think I want to put out to you guys, as far as are either one of you, and if well, depending on your answer to this, are either one of you also getting a chance to go back inside of the prison, or either prison or the county jails or whatever, to be able not to only talk about your program, but also be able to talk about yourself and how life in your path?
Yeah, I go to the prisons all the time. Here in Wisconsin, down in the state of Mississippi and Tennessee. So I'm a pretty regular face around Dodge and Oshkosh. Thank you. Dodge, Oshkosh, and all of those places, man. I'm there a lot, man. And I'm actually preparing. I was in Ellsworth about 2 weeks ago speaking with the ladies. So yeah, I'm pretty frequently in the prisons, man. For sure.
Awesome. Brian?
So I haven't had a chance to do anything with the prisons, but I've been actually talking to a couple of people at Dane County Jail, one of the lieutenants up there, trying to see if we can even get the barber program inside of the jail. Not sure how fun they is of that yet, but but I do go to the juvenile centers because that's where it's starting with our babies right now. So me and my pastor, we just been going up there working with the young guys, most of the guys that's selling cars, and that's getting into a lot of trouble that's like adamant around Madison. So just going back and forth to the juvenile though.
Okay, awesome. I asked that because I know a lot of times we'll have people from either Department of Corrections who's watching this, or also even kind of sharing it and just saying, hey, these are also other success stories that are happening in our community, and that's another big, well, it's a part of the reason why we do what we do as well already.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to cut you off, but I got to go in here and do this speech real quick.
Okay,
I was trying
no
to stay
problem.
on as long as I can.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, look, I know we'll connect afterwards anyway, but yeah, so I'll talk to you soon then. All right, Ed?
Okay, man. I appreciate everybody for having me on. I'm sorry I couldn't stay on.
Man, most definitely. That's all right, brother. That's all right. Handle your business.
All right. Yeah. You got to make things happen, man. Yeah. So and you know what? It's when I just think about it, and you and I talk about this, probably pretty often, more than I probably even talk to most people, as far as, because just that's the runaround, right? Not only being an entrepreneur, but trying to make sure that you're checking all the boxes, and also trying to make sure you're taking care of, you're jumping in with our community as much as possible as well, and basically navigating things as much as possible. And sometimes things do collide, time and things of that nature. I have another question here. Have you experienced barriers in financial services and industry, banking, and getting insurance coverage for your business?
Insurance was probably easy. No one's really discriminate on you as far as when it comes to insurance, because everybody that does insurance want to get paid. So I don't think that's a biggie. But banking didn't go into that in depth. But yeah, when you start seeking business loans or anything along those lines, then you do probably get evaluated where you at, because like I said, you come out not knowing that we're not taught most of these things when it comes to business and getting finance. Some business don't even, some banks don't even offer a secure credit card that's a business card. They do it personally, but they don't do it for the business. It's very
Mhm.
few that do it. So that's always the hindrance. That's why I'm always trying to find funds for my students, for men and women, to kind of help them push them forward. Because after they receive their license with me, they can go on and open up their own salons. You know what I mean? So that's one of the
Mhm.
things that I push people to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be that bishop that let them go out and do what they want to do afterwards. You know what I mean?
Right.
To help them, to give them that platform to open up their own salon. So it's finances with that mechanism and getting out is definitely the biggest push for everything.
Okay. So something I think I'll ask you too, as far as what do you feel? I mean, I guess because definitely you're doing, because I mean, by knowing you and knowing some of the stuff that you've done just over the years, and even some of the pro bono stuff that you've done, just as being able to support the community and such. So I mean, what what could, I guess, our community, if there was something that which you can ask for, what is it? What's that thing that can help you to continue to continue your mission that what you're doing throughout the community? As far as inspire the barbershop, but then also even as the barber college as well.
Just
What does
support,
support
man.
look like for you? Yeah, yeah. What
Yeah,
does support look like for you?
just support. Just I mean, even with the barbershop itself, just the support of the community coming in, because like I said, I have most of the guys that's really working for us are all guys that that reentry pretty much into the community, and pretty much 90% of them for sure are guys that had those same struggles, that came to me, that wanted that opportunity that I was searching for when I got out, and which I was able to give. Just that type of support, and these guys done changed their lives and doing good. Man, got great success stories of themselves right now. And then as far as with the college, just that support as well. Whether it be definitely financial, we need the financial support. Just help me doing things as far as like getting clippers, getting books for the kids. Because sometimes I don't even look at the finance, because if it's coming out of my pocket, it's gonna have to come out of my pocket. But some child needs to be saved, or a man, woman need to be saved right then and there before they return back to the street. So
Mhm.
just that financial part of it. Like I said, you know me, I don't never ask so much. I just ask for, hey, long as even we can get books, mannequins, clippers, and then like I said, within the clippers, I just been gearing my barber's tour, because you know when I was doing my homeless haircuts,
Mhm.
so we still need extra clippers just for that. You know what I mean? Because you
Right.
just can't use the same pair of clippers on everyone's head. You know, so just that finance, man, to help to push. Like I said, we want to do more homeless haircuts. We want to do more, you know what I mean, single mom, single dad, family haircuts, more back to school drives, more in between, like working with other programs to bring that mental health phase over to the college, like to bring that financial stability, that business finances over to the college. So when you walk out of school, when you leave Inspire Barber College, you're well prepared.
Mhm. So I know this question was, and I feel like I can answer this question. It says, Ed, do you only employ returning citizens? And I'll say no. He does employ other people that have not necessarily have
Yeah,
came home from incarceration. But
it's
I'll
for
ask that same
everybody.
question. Right, right. I'll ask that same question for you as well. Like, is your target market? Is it really? Are you just only trying to hit people that, or I shouldn't say hit, but as far as connect with people that who have been incarcerated? Also, is your school, are you trying to reach the masses of people that who have the desire to be a barber?
it's 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 definitely the mass for those who are trying to be barbers. Those who's tired of driving around and cutting hair out of their car, or their mom that's doing hair in her kitchen. It's pretty
Mhm.
much for everybody. It just so happens that most people that come to me has had some type of problem or run in with the system, and they want to continue their trades, because most of these trades that, like I said, we're doing in our kitchen, on our back porch, has been helping us pay the bills for so long. And there's still women that's coming to me saying they want to get their cosmetology, want to get their barber, want to get their aesthetics. You know what I mean? But they gotta do it out of the kitchen now because they don't have the finances. You know, you got a single mom with 5 kids. She just can't just, you know, find some money to pay for school when she don't really have it. You know.
Right. So I have another question here from Rachel Wood. And I apologize if I did not say your last name correctly. She said, "How can we give financially to support the college and barbershop?"
Um, Well, I'm working with different groups such as such as Anthony right here. So just umbrellaing up under them. Um, my website is being worked on, so you be able to donate. Other than that, to be honest with you, I'd love for you to even stop in and
Mhm.
see what we're doing and see what the space look like and what you'll be investing in.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, thank you, Rachel, for asking that question. I really appreciate that. And so I'm just trying to think of just other things that what, excuse me, other things that I think. What are some of the things that I guess I'm? What are some of the things that you're just thinking of? How? What can we do as a community to inspire entrepreneurship in all communities? We know, I mean, we have people who are doing things on the side and trying to figure ways out or figure things out. But I'm trying to think of like, what can we do as just as a community to be able to talk more about being an entrepreneur?
As a community, actually, to be honest, I think we need to have more community engagement.
Hmm.
Where everybody let your guard down. The person it might be a person that's less unfortunate than you. Um, that type of interaction says, okay, I can do it. They can change their lives. They can do whatever the case may be. That those interactions and I think even having like a more community page that people can go on, like a community website. So anybody have an opinion, they can say what they need to say. Like, man, I need help here, or just something along those lines where we can just connect as a community. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these communities is lacking community centers. So and then no one really goes to them like as they used to. You know what I mean? Um, except for the Boys and Girls, everybody goes to the Boys and Girls Club. But some of our local community centers, people don't go in, like you see the Beer Court Center or the ones that's
Hmm.
in that friend, so we don't get a chance to connect like we used to. And most people are working parents and they're working, so they can even come out to even join some of the groups because, you know, unfortunately they got to put the work in, they got to be CNA, they got the grind,
Hmm.
but if there's a word to get the word out more that we can do, like even if it's just just spreading the word within ourselves as business owners or just groups, period. Just hey, put a little blast out there. You know what I mean? Let everybody know, hey, this is what's going on in the community. Y'all should check this out. You know,
Hmm.
let's spread the
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, and I'm glad of everything that what you said, but something I'll say it because I know sometimes you try not to say these types of things, but I think also connecting with the barbershop, right? The barbershop for many of us is the hub of knowledge that where sometimes, I mean, some people, they go to church or they go to other places to get it,
Mhm.
centers and so on and so forth, but the barbershop is a part of that
That,
connection, and it's
that's
a
that's true.
yeah, it's deeply rooted.
That's super true.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Because
It's
we
deeply
help
rooted.
everybody.
Yeah,
Whatever we know,
exactly.
whatever knowledge we got, hey, go to A Bird, go over there, call Nehemiah, call them,
Right, right,
call
exactly.
this person. If they don't, hey, if you're gonna get through, come back. Hey, and
Right.
we'll figure this thing out, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because I
that's
mean, I'm
just
just
how we
thinking
are.
about, yeah, I'm just thinking about like the Bens and Smitties of the world, right? That who, they're they left this earth, but definitely have definitely put an imprint on the barbershop, especially the Black barbershops
Mhm, mhm.
in our community. Speaking of the Madison community, but yeah, so I just just kind of think of what all has came from that, from what they did on the south side of Madison to what has continued, many years since their passing. So
Yeah, we have a wall. Remember my wall that's in
yeah.
the shop.
Hmm.
So we have a nice wall that's in the shop where people drop off business cards, they can drop off flyers, they can drop off local magazines, local papers. So I try to keep that. So therefore, that's my resource center. Like I said, the barbershop is my resource center right on that wall. So
Hmm.
if any community member want to help somebody or got any information, you come drop it right off at the shop, and we're gonna hang it right on up, and you're gonna see it when you come in.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, because thank you for mentioning that. Because just one of those things. Again, we are all a community that wants to see change in our community. We want change that's happening with our young folks. We want to give them different opportunities that are out there. It's fortunate that we have a barbershop like yours and others that are having those conversations and also giving people the space to be able to openly talk about things that they're going through as well, right? We have, even I'm just thinking what Aaron Perry is doing with his healthcare model with our shop. So there's so many different ways of how you can navigate not only through the barbershop, but also, because the barbershop, then you have the barber college, and then also it's a proven connection point throughout our community. So just making sure that we're having that conversation as well. So yeah, so I know, one of the other things I think I wanted to make sure that if there was an opportunity to being able to connect with children more or younger folks more, what do you think it should be happening in our schools, mainly based around entrepreneurship?
Say that part again. Someone was trying to call.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I was just thinking, what do you feel are some of the things, some of the opportunities that should be inside of our schools based around entrepreneurship, or some of the conversations that we should be having with our young folks around entrepreneurship in our community schools?
I think when some of those conversations should be pretty much the things that we didn't even learn, the things that we didn't learn in school about business. Just because I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy because some of our kids are so talented. Like they're doing all kinds of things. Like I see, like even with me, yeah, within my business, little girls doing hair in school, got guys cutting hair. I get all these groups of kids that come in and tell me they're doing these things, and they don't never get the chance. I guess they do some stuff with MATC or some of the stuff with MATC, but if our kids is reading at the 5th grade level or lower level, then they're not going to understand MATC. But when you begin to give them hands-on training with some of these skills, then they pick it up with no problems, and they don't even realize. The kids, like even within my college, they don't even realize they're reading. They don't even realize they're using mathematics when it comes to measuring out what color, how much length. They don't realize they're using the ruler that's on the comb to now cut the length off and eyeballing inches off of their hair. And no, they don't even realize they're doing that stuff. But then when they realize they're doing it, they go back to high school and be like, you know what? I know this stuff. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, but they say if you can trick them, you can beat them, right?
Right.
So they don't even know that I'm sure that they're doing this stuff when they're with me because it's hands-on training. So if we begin to give kids more hands-on training while they're in there, that'll help change the mindset, because they're gonna say, you know what, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? So then it goes to show them like, oh, I can do this when I get out. I can do this when I graduate. I can do this when I do this. You mean I can have this? Like, it's like me, I'm offering apprenticeship classes starting at the age of 17. So by the time they graduate high school, they're walking out of Inspired Barber College with their license before they even graduate. So they're going on to college cutting hair. They're going on college, starting up their own shops when they leave. You see what I'm saying? It's giving them that opportunity to say, you know what? Oh man, I could go to college. Oh, I could, because like some of them look up to me because I'm the barber for the Badger football team. So they can go to college. I throw that to them like, man, you can go to college. You can be cutting the volleyball team here. You can be cutting the Badger football team. You can be cutting the basketball players here. Whatever college you go to, you can take it up a notch. You can open up your own school, because that's the way licenses is set up now. I mean, not their own school, but their own salons, like right away. I wish I would have known that I had this opportunity, that once I turned 18, I was able to open up my own shop and I was able to make money like that instantly. Oh, I would have been crazy.
Yeah, I hear that. I have another question for you from Kira Schreiber. I'm very bad with names sometimes, so please forgive me if I said it incorrectly. She said, "How do we connect people with your barber school? What's the first?"
First, look, you need it. My number is actually is on the website, and it's also when you Google it, it's connected to the college. Then that's my cell phone number. So then you got, it's inspirebarbercollege.org. You can, or it's inspirebarbercollege.org online, or you can go to inspirebarbercollege@yahoo.com, send me a message. And most of the people, if you want to send me a message, like I said, I would love to connect with you. I would love to bring you out to the college to give you and show you the ambiance of what we're doing, what's available at the college, and how your money helps, and how your spirit and how your energy helps.
Awesome. This is a question for me. So Anthony, well, it's basically asking me, what about your business and obstacles? So for me, I've I'm also a serial entrepreneur as well. I mean, I've had obstacles, and my obstacles really were, I mean, as far as definitely funding and being able to put some of the pieces together. But uh, I think I'm one of those people that where I'm a little bit of a sponge. Well, I shouldn't say a little bit. I am a sponge, but where
Yeah.
I've never had a problem with sitting in the room. And I similar to what Ed was saying, I've always kind of put myself in the rooms that where I never claimed to be the smartest person. I mean, if there's things that I can add, I will add. But at the same time, I'm forever a student in everything that what I do. There's, even times that where everyone else feels as though, hey, I'm the architect of X, Y, and Z, but also there's things that even for me, I was okay with always learning from other people and also being able to sit down and say and ask questions. If ask questions even if I'm sitting at the barbershop or ask questions of my other peers and being able to, not only be honest with myself, but also being honest with the people who I'm talking to. And then let me see. I think there's one other question. It said, could the up and coming Center for Black Excellence be an opportunity for Inspire or other barbers to connect with the community? Hopeful that the center will also serve as a space like Brian's barbershop described. Yes. So I mean, definitely it definitely will, but then also not only the Black Excellence Center will kind of play a piece in that, but then also let me make sure I say it correctly. I want to make sure I give a shout out to also the Urban League, the Business Hub. If I said that incorrectly, Dr. Anthony, please do not. But I believe I said this correctly. But yeah, so please forgive me if I didn't. But and that's with the Urban League as well. So yeah, so I think that we're in this space now that we are not only just us as an organization and others, that we're all trying to figure out different ways of being able to not only uplift people who are entrepreneurs, but then also being able to show people that, hey, it's possible. And also that you do not have to walk through this by yourself, right? There was a time even, pointing at myself, like I was like, man, I'm in this thing by myself. I have to figure it out. And also I gotta make sure I want to be able to feed my family and things of that nature and also help other people in the mix of that, right? So, again, I think the more and more not only having these conversations, but then also making sure that we're networking among ourselves in the smaller spaces and also inviting people to the bigger spaces that sometimes that are not likely to be seen in those spaces either. So, yeah, I think I even said that in a nice way, but because everyone's not always invited to the table. So, a part of even why we do what we're doing here, to being able to, so folks can ask those questions and also be invited to the table. So we can have the questions. So on both ends, individuals can ask the questions that they've always wanted to ask. I know what the person who asked that question kind of put in as far as like anonymous, but really connect. I mean, besides the fact of being, I think everyone has my phone number. I'm starting to realize, but
I know, right?
feel free to email, right? You know what I mean? Email. Let's set up a time to talk. Anonymous person or whoever else that just if you have ideas and it's not a thing, let's see what we can do to help. That's to me, that's what you call community. We're all here to be able to grow each other. I guess that's just what it is, to be able to have a bigger understanding what we're all trying to do, and then also to be able to support, and that's if it's possible, yeah, right, to be able to do so. But as I often say, all things are possible, for the greater good. So let's kind of look at how we can do that and be okay with being open as well. So yeah, I can talk about that all day. So that's one of my core beliefs as well. So Yeah, so I guess I know we're kind of winding down as far as time wise. So before we start, so if there's any other questions or anything of that nature, or Brian, if well, first off, if there's any questions or anything that anyone wants to ask, feel free to ask that. But Brian, is there anything that you would like to add, or if you want to, I don't know if people can see your chat now I think about it. I was just thinking, if you don't mind, also, if there's anything that you want to add, and also if you don't mind, also saying your website
in the chat.
domain, yeah, and putting all that stuff. I don't think the chat. I don't know if everyone else can see the chat.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
my
think
only.
so, because it don't look like everyone can see it to me.
I mean, hosting panelists. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they even just said hosting panelists. So yeah, so just if you don't mind saying those things again. Also, if there's anything that you would like to just add as we're coming to a close, please say that, and then we can go ahead and end this. And until next time.
Well, first and foremost, I appreciate everyone for tapping in, man. This is great. This is a great conversation, and those who want to learn, thank y'all for tapping in. Those who love our community as much as we love our community, thank y'all as well. Those who are looking to fun, we definitely love you and appreciate you as well. Again, my website is inspirebarbercollege.org. My email for the college is inspirebarbercollege@yahoo.com. And also, if you go on those, my number will pop up if you want to talk to me personally. I promise you, I look forward to meeting with you and discussing with you anything, any concerns. I'm a sponge as well. However you can help, that's amazing. I'm looking forward to it as well. And again, thank you, Anthony. Thank everyone. Thank your staff and everyone. Please stay out of this weather. If you're in Wisconsin right now, stay home because it is slippery outside. So, but thank everyone, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome. So, just again, Brian. I also thank Ed as well. I know he'll try to chime in a little bit later. Just want to say thank you both, and thank all the participants for. I'm sorry, not participants, but for people for chiming in and also asking questions. And again, this is us working together as a community to be able to get the words out about not only what we are doing, but what we all are doing, and really being folks as a community. I want to also ask for our next March 9th is going to be our next Lunch and Learn, and this is Barriers to Financial Stability and Education and Opportunities. Just want to say, please be looking out for that. We will send reminders as far as our next Lunch and Learn. Again, thank you so much for being here today. I'm looking forward to either if there's conversations or emails, I will respond back and set up times to meet, whether if it's in person or by Zoom, and we can go from there. All right. I thank you all so much, and have a blessed day. And please stay warm. If you can't work from home, work from home.
For real. Thank you.
Hello? Oh, awesome. I think I got everyone's questions.
Nice job.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think he must have.
Yeah. I think we're gonna end it there. Thanks,
Okay,
Anthony.
awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, can you hold back, stay back for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, there goes everybody. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you kicked everybody off. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Only thing, yeah, I was just thinking, I think we're still live on YouTube.